Welcome back, everyone. This is GTA Failer, and the subject of this video is a statistic in the stats menu called flight hours. So here we are in a brand new game. Of course, we haven't flown anything anywhere, and we're currently at 0 hours and 0 minutes. So then we'll load our normal post 100% save file, and I will share that flight hours only counts time in the skimmer, not any time in any of the helicopters. So remember, the skimmer is that kind of like water airplane right by the film studio. Let's go ahead and take a phone call from Steve Scott.
Tommy, it's Steve. You're a marvel. I'm a marvel. They love us. We are rewriting the record books, pal. We're talking major awards here. I can put my dad in a home and tell him to shut up. It's hot, man. Hot. H-O-T. He never believed in me. Never thought I was an artist. And now I've made it. I'm the best damn skin flick director of all time, my friend. And I just wanted to say, it's a pleasure to have met you. I love you, baby. Don't you go changing on me, you hear?
All right, good to know the film director is pleased with us and the business that we did together. All right, so here's my current statistic in my post 100% save file. Flight hours, 7 minutes, 0 hours and 7 minutes with a title of Flyboy. Notice that title wasn't there at the start of a brand new game. So I'm going to share with you what I know about the flight hour statistic, but I will also say here at the start that I have some gaps in my knowledge. There are some things that I just don't understand, so if you know these things better than I, please share in the comments because I have questions. The first thing to say is that our 7 minutes of flying that we have in our current statistic, it represents 7 minutes of real time, not 7 minutes of in-game time. Remember that an in-game minute takes about 1 second in real life, so it's not saying I've flown 7 seconds, it's saying I've flown 7 real-life minutes, but it's actually not even saying that, because in order to get a minute to show up in the stats for flight hours, you need to fly for about 1 minute 15 seconds. It's so weird. I don't know why it isn't just a minute in the stats corresponds to a minute in real life, but you get shortchanged a bit. You got to fly 1 minute 15 for a minute, for every minute to show up in the stats menu for flight hours. So you saw that in my current save file, I've got 7 minutes of flying under my belt, and my rating, my ranking is Flyboy. And each of the different amounts of time that you might fly has a rating level, a title. And so in the opening of the video, I started a new game, and you saw that I had, of course, no flight hours in the skimmer and no rating at all. It didn't even have a word there. So you get no rating until you've flown at least 5 minutes. And for between 5 and 10 minutes, your rating is Flyboy. And I'm going to go ahead and read you all of the ratings. There's quite a few, probably about 20 of them here. And I'm going to be reading from a webpage, thegtaplace.com, and then a bunch of stuff after in the URL. I'll link this webpage in the description below. So between 5 and 10 minutes, like I said, you're a Flyboy. Between 10 and 20 minutes, aircraftman. Between 20 minutes and 30 minutes, pilot officer. Between 30 minutes and an hour, corporal. And now I'm not going to read the times anymore, but they keep going up by half an hour each time. Said another way, you have to fly another half hour to get each new level from this point on. So for an hour to an hour and a half of flying, you are lieutenant, then sergeant, captain, Biggs, B-I-G-G-S, I don't know what that reference is. Throw it in the comments if you do. Wedge, Red Baron, Goose. So I remember Goose was one of the characters from the Top Gun movie. Viper, was he also in Top Gun? Jester, I think that was a Top Gun character. Chappie, I don't recognize, C-H-A-P-P-Y. By the way, starting with Jester, you got to fly now an hour to get the new ranking. So Jester is anything between 5 hours and 6 hours, real time, of flying the skimmer around Vice City. Okay, we said Chappie was next. Iceman, that was definitely a character. That was the Val Kilmer character in Top Gun. And then Maverick, anything between 8 and 9, and you get to be the Tom Cruise label from Top Gun. Then 9 hours to 10 hours, Noops. What is that? N-O-O-P-S. Noops. It's the word spoon backwards. I have no idea. Okay, then we get a big jump. You got to be real committed if you're gonna achieve the last 2 levels of title here. So again, 9 hours to 10 hours, and you are Noops. Anything between 10 hours and 20 hours, you are Air Chief Marshal. So you can get from Noops to Air Chief Marshal by exceeding 10 hours, but then you got to fly another 10 hours in order to attain the final ranking. And anything over 20 hours, and your ranking is Ace. You are an Ace pilot. So here I'm just kind of goofing around. Interesting to see the light, like physically going behind the helicopter. You can't see it from the ground, I guess, but here you can see that the light it becomes detached from the helicopter to indicate the forward motion when you're looking on the ground. And also interesting to note that the helicopter has no hit detection, which is weird because like I feel like I've blown myself up during Brown Thunder by shooting a rocket. Like they have hit detection from rockets, but not from planes. It's odd. Like I know I've blown myself up for accidentally blowing up a like a chasing police helicopter with the Brown Thunder rockets right in front of my helicopter, right in front of the helicopter that I was flying, and it blew up, and therefore I blew up. But yeah, no hit detection. You can fly through it, no problem. All right, so what's my goal? Well, if it's a true 100% plus series, then I guess the goal is to get maximum ranking, right? We did it for criminal rating, we did it for media attention, but my goodness, gang, to fly 20 hours in this skimmer, I don't know about that. I wasn't sure what I was going to do about the fact that it's a 20-hour commitment. But it turns out that my dilemma was solved because there's a glitch, there's a bug in the rating system, and you can get that ace pilot ranking, the highest ranking in the game, with many fewer hours of flying, many fewer than 20 hours. A little bit of a cut there. Now we'll take a look at our current statistic. We were at 7 minutes, now we're at 11 minutes, anything between 10 and 20, and the ranking is aircraftman. Okay, another cut here. I was just flying around the eastern island this time and found this plane. I don't know if it's called the Dodo. It's not obtainable by the player. It sure looks like the Dodo from GTA 3. It trails the, I think it's like the Elvis banner behind it. And again, it's got the red light going off the tail and literally separating from the plane. And just like the helicopter, it has no hit detection. So a little cut here. I felt like I'd been flying for about 3 hours. Turned out it was only around 11 minutes. Flying time in the skimmer is not all that much fun for me. But anyway, I saved my game here and decided I needed to come up with a new plan to see how high I could get in terms of getting my flight hours ranking up to the top. So in that save file, we were up at 11 minutes and aircraftman. Here I am at 29 minutes and pilot officer. That's the next ranking. So aircraftman was 10 to 20 minutes, and then pilot officer is next with 20 to 30 minutes. But I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve. So first of all, there is the double speed cheat code, which I'm actually using right now. So it's not really 20 hours I'd have to fly. It would be 10 hours if I flew it all in double speed. I can't imagine doing that. But anyway, 10 hours is what I would need to do. But there's a glitch here. If you get up to 30 minutes, remember we're at 29 right now. If you get up to 30, you get the highest ranking given, ace. I am ace. It's supposed to be 20 hours to 30 hours, but somehow you get up to 30 minutes and it gives you ace. It's so strange. And you maintain that ace ranking anytime you're between 30 minutes and an hour. And a little cut coming up here. And if you look at the bottom of the stat screen that's going to show up, you're going to see I'm at 59 minutes, still ace right there at the bottom. But if you get above an hour, you lose your ace ranking. Remember, the ace is the highest ranking, the best pilot ranking you can have in the game. And you're going to see that I'm going to exceed 1 hour here in just a few moments. And that's going to put me into the next title. Anything between an hour and a half, you get lieutenant, which is many rankings lower than the ace ranking that we had. So the ranking that got omitted there, like it got replaced by ace for between 30 minutes and an hour, was corporal. Corporal was the ranking that you're supposed to be between 30 minutes and an hour, but due to this programming glitch, you actually get the ace ranking, but only for that half-hour window. And if you want it back, I think you got to keep flying a lot more. All right, so there we are, 1 hour, and we are now a lowly lieutenant. Lieutenant is way earlier in the ranking. Let's see, again, starting at the worst ratings, flyboy, aircraftman, pilot officer, corporal, and lieutenant. So we're like the 5th or 6th worst, and we were the best one, like the 20th ranking, the highest ranking before. But again, that glitch made it so that we lost our ace ranking. Okay, a little cut there, and I'll pull up the stats again. And in this save file, we're at an hour 59 of flying, and we're back at ace. We should not be back at ace at an hour 59. Let's see, hour 59 should be sergeant. But it's so strange, right? Like we were ace way early, and then we lost our ace ranking and became lieutenant. And then instead of sergeant, we got ace again. And I think that once we exceed the 2 hour mark, we're going to lose our ace ranking again. So looking at the table here, anything between 2 hours and 2.5 hours is captain. So we just got to fly around in circles for another few moments here and see if we, again, lose our maximum rating, the maximum ace rating, the title. So I think I'm going to call this skimmer task complete with a 2 hour total flight time. If you know anything about this glitch, let us know in the comments. I just don't get it, but I also can't imagine flying around for another 8 hours in double speed just to get that thing up to 20 hours in game with the ace ranking. There you go, 2 hours, and we got demoted from ace to captain. So if you have any memories you'd like to share about flight hours or flying around in the skimmer, let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you real soon.